Coming up, I reveal my 5 favourite Aussie arachnids.
And if you've been bitten, you'll know about it.
He might be a cutie, but he's got some bite.
Hey, like your mum.
And I get a lesson in camouflage.
They sit here on these trunks waiting to ambush.
I'm on my way up to Devil Ark. Now, it's always concerning when I get a call for help. It's particularly concerning when that help is for our endangered Tasmanian devil. My Devil Ark manager, Dean, is called and he's got a joey, a small devil, could be in serious trouble.
It's a fair stretch up to Devil Ark, 5 hours in fact. Plenty of time to ponder what could be wrong.
Hey, mate.
Hey, Tim, welcome.
Yeah, cheers.
See ya. I've got Kira down here if you want to check her out.
Good, mate, good.
The Ark is the largest conservation breeding population of Tasmanian devils in Australia. With devil facial tumour disease doing its best to wipe out the wild population, we're hoping insurance colonies like ours can guarantee the species doesn't become extinct.
So what actually happened?
So we were trapping last night.
Yep.
We're doing our quarterly health checks.
Yep.
And we found Kira with a joey, which is quite unusual.
It's just wild, mate. We are quite literally as far in the opposite direction of breeding season as we could be, and she's weaning a joey.
We've got a joey 5 months out of a normal breeding season, which is unbelievable. We so don't hear of it this time of year.
A lone joey born out of the regular breeding season is at serious risk.
Mum and Joey are in a yard of devils that are about to start breeding, testosterone-fueled males. If I leave them in the yard and the joey weans, he'll be killed.
Just be a little bit careful, she's a bit feisty.
Is she?
Yeah. She's protecting her den.
She's a firecracker, mate.
Yeah, she's pretty protective.
This is where all her mothering instincts come into effect. Her one concern is protecting that joey.
Settle down.
Well, it's going to be tricky, mate, but we need to catch Mum first.
Yeah.
Separate her from the joey, and then assess them both.
Yep.
One of the greatest risks here is that Mum's cranky. She's defensive. Now, she's got teeth showing, and she's going to bite. If the joey gets into the wrong spot because we do something, we catch Mum and she turns around to bite, she could bite the joey. We don't want that to happen. OK, so just watch your fingers, mate, because she's going to have a chomp. It's all right, though. You're all right. You can't see the joey?
No, I can't see the joey. It's not running around.
OK, let's get this lid off. That's it. OK, that's good, mate. I can see it, mate. Just under her there. Hey, settle down. If you just wave a boot,
Yep.
As soon as she looks at you, I'm going to grab that tail and lift her up. If the joey comes off, that's fine. If it stays on, perfect. I'll lift her up and then we'll remove him. Is she looking at you?
Yep, look at me.
1, 2, 3. There we go. OK. Now, just watch out that she doesn't turn around,
hold
mate.
her.
Yep, keep him there for a sec. That's good. OK, there we go. Hey, hello, mate. You're all right. You got a little boy, mate.
He's gorgeous, isn't he?
You're all right. This little devil needs a name. And what better name for a devil born under these circumstances than Lucky?
He's already feisty little, isn't he? Growling.
Yep. Yes. OK, well, she looks good. Mum's physically perfect. She's in good condition. There are no scars, no battle wounds. Now it's time to have a look inside the pouch. And I can see quickly that there's only one active teat. Now, the other 3, they're tiny, they're inactive, they're very small. It means she doesn't have any more joeys. Let's get Mum away, and then we'll have a look at him, hey? But I think we get her in that box nice and quiet now. That's the important thing. Mum's caught in the box. She's safe, happy. Now we need to have a look at the joey. I hope it's healthy. It's a very odd circumstance, but this whole program is about breeding and these joeys. Spiders are a common fear for a lot of people. They give me the heebie-jeebies. Now, in our spider room here at the Reptile Park, we keep spiders of all shapes and sizes. Now, they like it dark, so they live behind that curtain. Now, today I want to show you my top 5 Aussie spiders. Now, the first one is a personal favourite of mine, and it's found right throughout Australia in every outback toilet. They're the ones that bite you on the bottom, the Redback Spider. Redbacks like to tuck away in bricks, bits of tin or behind timber stacks, making them so successful in and around the urban areas of Australia. There's no surprise that the Redback Spider is named because of the red stripe on its back. Now, this is a big female, and one interesting thing is that female Redback spiders, like their cousin, their relative, the black widow, will actually make a meal out of the male after they've mated. If you're bitten, you'll know about it. It's a painful bite. Now, what will happen is the fangs are so small you might not even see the marks, but you'll begin to feel a stinging sensation, hotness. Then it'll begin to spread and it'll travel into your lymph nodes. Now, you might get pain across the chest, nauseous in the belly, a strong headache. Now, redbacks aren't responsible for a lot of deaths, but such as the nature with all venoms, everyone reacts differently. The worst case would be to have an allergic reaction. Then you're in real strife. Now, what they do to catch their prey is they have little snare-like webs that'll attach to the ground or a piece of structure, and when an insect comes along, it trips the snare, the redback runs down, entangles it in the web, bites, envenomates, and kills its prey. Now, quite a shy spider and a small spider, but if I was an insect, I wouldn't want to get in its way. Next up, we go from the shy redback to a spider that's confident and actively hunts down its prey. If spiders were dinosaurs, then this one would surely be the Tyrannosaurus rex. It's a wolf spider. Now, they're not that harmful to humans, their bite, but I like them because they're such a confident spider and they actively go out and hunt their prey. Now, they look pretty dull, and that's because they need to be camouflaged. Wolf spiders are found throughout a range of habitats. They're pretty versatile. Now, they may have a simple little burrow with some basic web under a rock, a log or a stump, and of a night time, they leave that and they head out to hunt, be that in woodland, grassland, rocky plains. Doesn't really matter. Wherever their prey is, you'll find wolf spiders. Hey, stay in there, buddy, please. He's trying to climb up the side. These spiders are nuts. So much energy and aggression. Right now, his front legs are raised, exposing his fangs, ready to strike. A true hunter. Wolf spiders are really agile, and when they decide to move, they decide to go somewhere, they do it in a real hurry. I don't want him on my lap. The venom isn't very harmful to humans. It can cause quite a sting, and you risk having an allergic reaction. That would be bad. But if you were a cricket, you're in real strife if that little guy bites you there. In the spider world, wolf spiders are wonderful mothers. They'll care for an egg sac that she'll keep under her until those babies hatch. Now, when they do, they'll ride around on her back, thick. I've seen them, and at times, you don't realise that her back is covered in babies because they're so small and they're just so densely stuck to her back. Now, as they begin to get bigger and they can look after themselves, they'll naturally disperse and leave mum. But a pretty wonderful mother. Life's tough when you're a lizard. You may be a predator yourself, but unless you're the biggest of the biggest, you're pretty much guaranteed to find yourself on the menu of any of your larger neighbours. And don't think family changes things. You're just as likely to be eaten by another lizard. To try and reduce the odds of being consumed,
lizards have evolved some fantastic camouflage. But some have done it better than others.
This is a leaf-tailed gecko, and they've got one of the most brilliant camouflages you'll ever see. Their skin is the colour of mosses, lichens, and the bark of all of these rainforest trees. Now, they're quite slow, but they're still an ambush predator. They set up their camouflage not only from their predators, but also from their prey. Now, they get the name leaf-tailed gecko because of that leafy tail. But I can tell it's already lost its tail, and this is a regrowth. And they have a defence strategy, and that is they lose the tail in the hope that the predator will eat the tail instead of the gecko. Now, I can tell it's new because it's soft and velvety. If this was the original tail, it'd be bumpy and spiky like the rest of the lizard. Pretty clever strategy, hey? Now, I'm going to pop him on the tree and let him go, and you can have a look at how much they camouflage.
This is the Atherton tablelands in North Queensland. But the lizards here, they don't need the cover of darkness to stay hidden.
This is a Boyd's forest dragon. They're a rainforest specialist. They're only found here in North Queensland. And their camouflage is just superb. They sit here on these trunks, waiting to ambush maybe a cockroach, an earthworm, that's a favourite of theirs. They've got greens like the lichens and mosses, browns like the bark itself. Now, this is a young dragon, maybe only 2 years old. If it was a big male, it'd be 3 times that size. And these spines, that crest would be much bigger. And they have territories and they defend them fiercely. A male will own a good patch of habitat. And good means it's full of food, it has the appropriate trees, and that attracts the females.
So 2 amazing lizards with some fantastic camouflage. Absolutely brilliant. I'm back up at Devil Ark. This place is getting to feel like my second home.
What are you doing being born at this time of year? What are you doing at this time of year? You got it all the wrong way round. You got character. Hey, like your mum.
I had a call from the Ark's new manager, Dean, who told me there's an unexpected addition.
You're all right there.
The trouble is it's not breeding season, so any newcomer is at serious risk from other devils.
Let's get some weights and just have a bit better look at him and make sure that he's healthy. In you go, buddy. He's settled right down now.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
That's it, he's almost half a kilo on the dot.
Well, physically, he's perfect. My main worry is that if we don't do something and we put him back in that yard with Mum and other breeding devils, he might not stay that way. Now, I've really got a dilemma. I've got a healthy Mum and Joey, and under normal circumstances, they'd be fine. But these aren't normal circumstances. They're in a yard that's been stocked with devils that are about to breed. If he leaves Mum and enters that environment in the state that it's in, he'll be killed.
So, Tim, what do you think we should do with Lucky?
Well, that's what I'm thinking about now. We can leave Mum and Lucky Boy in an intensive yard like this, and she can rear him and finish weaning. But that means Mum is not going to breed this year. She's way out of sync. And we need Joey's. This is a conservation project. She must breed. I've made a decision. It wasn't an easy decision to make, but I'm going to intervene and I'm going to hand rear Lucky. Well, this is it, mate. Yep. There's no sentimental goodbyes for Mum. It's natural. In 2 months, she'd wean him anyway. Plan is that she breeds again in a month's time, and Lucky Boy's back here and doing his own thing in 6 months, hey?
Yeah.
After
Good
you.
job. So, Tim's going to hand rear the baby, which I think is great. We're going to have a nice, healthy baby to come back for breeding in a couple of years, and Mum's going back in for breeding this year.
All right, mate, well, I'm off back to work. Precious cargo.
Yep.
Good luck with the real breeding season.
Yep. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, good on you, mate. See ya. I'm down off the mountain and the mountain weather's certainly gone. Little Lucky's safely stashed in my pouch. I hope he likes his new home at the Reptile Park. Back at the Reptile Park, and Lucky's had a rest and hasn't had a feed for about 5 hours now, so I'm going to try and feed him straight away. Hey, buddy. Devils are really messy feeders, so I'm going to take him out of his beanie, which is his new pouch, and put him into a little towel. Tuck the arms down, and I'm going to wrap it around him. That's it. Good boy. Now it's time for your milk, buddy. This can be a stressful experience for Lucky. If he goes a day or so without feeding well, he's going to become dehydrated and could go downhill really quickly. He's healthy right now. I want to keep him like that. This is an artificial milk, and this is what Lucky's going to drink for the next while. Now, there's not much in there, and I expect him only to take a little bit of that. It's nice and warm, but I just want him to get a taste for it. It's going to be a little bit different to Mum's, but if he took the littlest bit, I'd be a happy man. Will you take this? Here you go. Good boy. This is the first feed, and he's chewing away, sucking away. That's just great. You're doing really good, mate. A little bit more. That's a boy.
That's just brilliant. Great to see. Lucky will be hand-reared for the next 6 months, and hopefully he'll then be able to be reintroduced to Devil Ark, where he'll stay and one day breed himself.
Bigger spider, bigger barrier. And the problem with this one is that it can climb straight up glass surfaces, just like that. It's the Australian bird-eating spider, or Australian tarantula. Pretty amazing that a spider of that size can stick right onto glass. Here we go. How'd she come? Here we go. Hello. What I love about these big spiders is their temperament. They're shy, gentle, slow-moving and methodical. In Australia, bird-eating spiders are found up throughout the wet tropics of North Queensland. They live on the rainforest floor and are terrestrial. They have beautiful silk-lined burrows, and they go under rocks or logs. Now, at the entrance of their burrows, they set tripwires. And if a prey item comes along and trips one of those wires, you're going to have this big spider charging out, sinking his fangs into whatever it is that's there, taking it back down into his burrow to eat it and digest it. Once it's envenomated its prey and killed it, the venom starts to do something different altogether. It begins to break the prey down from the inside, to dissolve it. The spider then uses its fangs to pulp the fleshy parts of its food and actually drink it. It's pretty gross. Now, they may be massive, but they're certainly not something to be terrified of. And in fact, people keep bird-eating spiders and tarantulas as pets. The right substrate, a bit of peaty moss, some water and a cricket once a week, and you'll have a happy little spider. Well, maybe not so little. These are often confused with one of the world's deadliest spiders, the Funnelweb spider. But this is a trapdoor spider and only mildly venomous. Trapdoors don't just differ from funnelwebs in that their venom is much weaker, but they also look a little bit different, even if it's just subtle. Now, if you look down here on the back of the abdomen, they don't have the spinnakers that funnelwebs do. They're missing and they're quite distinct on the funnelweb. The hard casing over the back of their head, it's a light grey-brown with tiny little hairs. And in between their front two legs, they have what's called palps. Now, on the trapdoor, they look like a pair of boxing gloves and they're quite distinctive. They're not aggressive, and behaviourally, they're very different than funnelwebs. Funnelwebs are aggressive, and they will bite. Trapdoors, far more likely to be shy, timid, reclusive, and not even see them. One interesting thing is that I often get calls that people have got infestations of trapdoors. They can find an area that is really suitable for them And quite often, it's someone's beautiful lawn. It'll be covered in holes about 1 centimetre round, and they go deep, about 25 centimetres into the ground. That's where the trapdoors live. They build their little webs and they wait for the prey to come to them. And whilst trapdoors might look big and scary, they're not. But their lookalike is, and it's one of the world's deadliest spiders, and it's my number one. And here it is, Australia's deadliest spider. It's the Sydney Funnelweb, my favourite. There you go. The temperament of the Funnelweb is unquestionably aggressive. I'm just sitting here in front of her. I've gently touched one of her legs with the tongs, and she's reared up, and on the end of each fang is already a droplet of venom. Now, what that says is that she's an aggressive spider. If I put my finger too close, she's going to bite it, and I'm going to receive a full dose of venom. Their venom delivery system is quite extraordinary. Their fangs are over 0.5 centimetre long, and if you've been bitten, you'll know about it. Not just because the fang has gone into your flesh, but because their bite is also extraordinarily painful. After that, that's when the neurotoxins start to take effect and your body shuts down. Interestingly, the venom is uniquely toxic to primates, which is why us humans call it the most venomous. But for dogs and cats, the bite's relatively harmless. Here at the Australian Reptile Park, we keep up to 250 funnelweb spiders at any one time. We extract their venom, we milk them, and we send that off to be made into the life-saving anti-venom. Since 1982, when anti-venom was first created, no one has died from a funnelweb spider bite. Before that, the fastest known bite to death was 76 minutes. Imagine that. You don't have much time. Even with anti-venom, bite prevention is your best bet when avoiding those huge fangs. But if you are unlucky enough to get bitten, there are some things you must know. For funnelweb spiders, it's similar to Australian snake bites. Pressure immobilisation bandage, jewellery off, you're going to swell. Wrap the bandage and get to hospital. They will look after you. Well, that was my Aussie top 5 spiders. And number 1 here, she's put on a good show. She's been a pretty good girl. I think she needs a reward, a big juicy cricket. Here you go. I wouldn't want to be that cricket. And there we have it, Australia's deadliest spider, if not the world's.